That's the thing. And what I was going on about the shield. Look at that old, look at that article right there. Look at the. Listen to saying earlier this morning. As a trader, it would be ignorant for you not to add more arrows into your quiver. Why? Because if something isn't working for you, then you go over into a different sector. Hold down. You really freaking going down. It's over. And then there it is. We're all out of NVDL. I'm gonna walk right man. So there it is. Boom. See you later. We're still green on the day, regardless of what happened. I went 0 for 4 on large caps, 1 for 1 here on these small caps, and we're in Greensville, USA. Greensville, USA. Okay, that is a bad one, guys, and that is a big move down. We're holding down on both bigs now. CCMB, ABBB, they're both bleeding their own blood to the downside. 750 with their belt hold on CCMB, and where are we at right now? 1227 volt. So I'm just giving you both. 751 on CCMB and 1227 on ABBB. So at a $19 gap on weekly, if it clears 14 well. Do agree with that, Adam. But you'll see here, just given your own parameters, it didn't clear 14 well. One closing print, I believe, right at 14 or a little bit below, right there, and then you have the wick through 1441, but it failed. CCMB is open 780. It's probably going to have trouble with low 8s because that's the hold level. So I anticipate that hold level that I think we were like holding for 20, 25 minutes, something like that. That could be a problem there for the long, so be on the lookout for that. But a lot of volatility, my days now on these small caps. Yeah, they're showing anybody who's trading, he's trading as well. It's a big movement there. Trade them on it. You guys should trade the smuggle cap. That's I just try to stick to the small cap, but I was playing a lot of these right in the small cap so but never on. Well, I shouldn't say never. It's been a couple of years now though that it's just been exclusive to small cap. Trade on cash, buy this, own the large cap, A lot of people saying that the small caps might outpace the rest might outpace that. So those are the best performing one. DIA 9.79 year to date, Hughes 15.44, SPY 10.24. I'm talking about year to date percents up, and then far away the best. IWM 19.89, so it's up to 20% year to date on the small. That's pretty good, man. And before we send it over to the desk, just kind of correlating a play here. You see how I've always talked about the high of the day break. I noticed that these small caps tend to do this pattern quite often. Like a high of the day break. So like what it'll do is it'll form a pivot, sell off, do whatever it's doing, and make its way back, and then punch through the previous pivot high. And that's just kind of the idea. That's why I was looking at it here and just keeping my focus on it, because this was a high quality setup. Just a punch through that and scalp it out, and it's just like you get in and you get out. Someone puts price relatively high, and then boom, sure enough, we go from 1270 all the way up to 1332, and then we take some out. Our last bit out there at 1374. So pretty good one there for us. And then I mentioned that it has been the best of our session for the large caps. How is Tesla even doing more? I have no idea. I told myself that I was going to look at it, but there it is. That's how you turn that ship around there. The center off there, I guess.
Let's talk markets. So the pound right off the bat will be steady against the dollar from $1, 1.3369 to be very precise. These are softer than anticipated inflation, leading that as a little to also start market expectations for interest rate hikes later this year. Gold prices, however, have jumped. We do know it's geopolitical uncertainty versus the cost of money. Again, we'll talk about it really 2% as well. So you have the pound currently trading flat at $1.50 after the last 4 sessions. This week at 0.2% against the euro. However, we're making on pace for a 1% rise in this month. Let's take a look at the Indian rupee and what this did to it. The Reserve Bank of India has sold a $6.1 in the foreign exchange market. Has been paid data as of today, so that's what's going on here. These for this being a sharp rise in oil prices due to the Iran war that is set to an all-time low currently at 96.5 region. Finally, the dollar DXY currently down on the day 0.05%. That matters. It's around the 101.1 mark to open at 101.057, growth steady at 101.141. Not that big of a difference between the difference that we have.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Open, ADB open, careful guys. All right, as Adam pointed out, well, this is still the lead club. So the 10 EMA on the 5s around 12. Be careful with this one. If it fails, you get one.
Yeah, dude, it was like a strong 50-cent push down just like that. Keep your eyes on the tape here, ladies and gentlemen. If that continuously remains, there's 1080. You have that 1080. Okay, that's not too far away, actually. Right around the volume weighted average price there. So we'll keep an eyes on it, but some strength stepping in on the tape. Now, with that being said, you want to wait for price to turn around before you get involved with it. I wonder if Luis seems to be coming up momentarily. And I'm sure that guy is a stat keeper, that's for sure. Now, I wonder what the probability is of once he faltered down to hold down.
When you order a 1,000-pound dumbbell on tip of that.
Because we see it in the opposite direction, right there. It might go here. Oh man. I know I shouldn't. I really want to dabble in this. If price turns around, I think there's going to be a good opportunity at $12. Dipped into 11.50, but we want to see that Momo take. If a 1 minute candle opens up on the backside, there it goes. Yeah, boom. You might get a little bit of a pop back. Relatively small, just in case it does the 50 ways. And then there it is.
At 1186.
Nice move there. It's quick, man. It's great. Yeah, right down.
Yeah, exactly. Right back down. I stop out below that. Right, we're gonna give this a try. $12 area as she
ain't gonna never be right. And you look up.
This can decisively hold 12. This could be a good trade.
And that
feels a little. I gotta save my eye on something I think about right now. What it is, you like
you gotta save yourself first. Then you can reach back and help all your money. Nigga ain't got today. All I got is my dick and my gun. What do I do if I want to make some money? Side road.
You want to catch on the headshot, my enemy. You hit him with no action. She get it to and then you can be somewhere else, but you don't need to. My husband is going to do. I really appreciate. I really.
Place the mannequin in physiologic labor positions. This one is hands and knees. These are positions I truly see at the bedside in real life. We could check the cervix in these positions. It was just very engaging. It felt authentic, like things that I actually do and see at the bedside. This is my old paddle. It's a wide mosquito mark. Whereas no straps around your belly, no machine, your mobility and comfort.
Let's get into it. We're gonna be bringing.
So it's been about a week since I installed this new company and introduced their new queen. So let's open up the private beehive and see if these sector or protected and converted. First, I'm going to check the queen to see if she was released. You can see it's empty, which tells me the workers chewed through the and brought it to the hive. But that doesn't always mean she was accepted. Sometimes bees release a queen only to protect and kill her later. So let's see if I can actually bring her. So it's been about a week since I installed this new company.
All right, guys, get them.
My nigga Jeffrey. Sometimes I just pray that I just have the power and the will to keep pushing forward. The other side, I pray that I continue to bless my family, the people around me, just be as happy as I can be. I pray that me and my daughter make it safe and back and two, getting together and I think that it feels all right sometimes, but privilege is still good. I mean, the best I can to do. Yeah. Live life beautiful and just keep a wise, strong, confident person. He is some person who said
Century this morning, I think Anthropic at one point has the potential to be one of the largest companies on the planet if it's not open. I mean, it's only a $900 billion valuation. I think we can see this out.
People are talking about this thing hitting 3 trillion.
Easily. After I say it again, easily. Listen, dude, I mean, we went over the monthly active users before, and Anthropic was on the low, the big, the larger participants, and the top two being OpenAI and Gemini.
But does that matter? Because they focus on enterprise.
Exactly.
Thing,
Right? And
one of the deep pockets, so
that too, but also what I was going to get at is think about it, who has the most to grab from that.
so if you want to go the customer up, yeah, because they're kind of compute constrained right now. That's the thing.
That's why they're signing all these massive deals, man. They need Dario needs to you power.
Yeah, but Dario is, don't forget, Dario is actively running a red capture campaign, a regulatory capture campaign. So even though I want to make it very clear, I think Claude's amazing. It doesn't mean that, he stopped his red capture kind of approach. Red capture is basically he wants him and a couple of other sort of oligopolies to influence the regulatory framework that's designed. So the idea there is to box out competition by saying, oh, we need to protect ourselves from AI, that whole dualist approach. I don't think he's changed that at all, right? So I like Anthropic. I have my reservations when it comes to Dario and, the strategy. Because, what do I know?
Yeah. I mean, again, it's an insane question, right? Like, so it's like, Joe, but what about the algorithm? How do you get this? Like, how are they going to, well, you gotta pay. And who's going to be paying? They're going to put the ads on the freemium so you can monetize that, right? That's what we're seeing within ChatGPT, and it's only a matter of time until you see these companies become digital ad giants. Because why? People are using these search engines more and more from a day-to-day basis.
Let's take a look into Samsung smart glasses. So this is a very detailed story here. And we do it again with my team as well. So Samsung has detailed features with smart glasses that also include gesture controls as of today. Samsung had previously unveiled the quote-unquote intelligent eyewear giving people eyes on home, which is going to put out the conference back in May, where it showed off the product that had been designed with Warby Parker and Gentle Monster. You can see on my screen right over here. Samsung Galaxy Unpacked event that was today. The company has said that the glasses have a single camera that besides record videos, or take photos, they can also read content on a whiteboard or any kind of chart or any presentations and summarize them into notes. It can also, like I said, summarize people sending long messages into smaller notes. Executive Vice President of Samsung, James Toy, has said that this product will be priced at a premium and will be available to people with its partners' sales channels. Now, here's my take. This is a market that has been dominated by Meta for quite some time. As long as you can remember, 69.2% is the stake that Meta currently holds as of earlier this year in the smartwear glasses market. And Jordan has also said that the glasses will be at the quote-unquote lower end of the money, but also won't be exorbitant either. So I don't know what to say about this, but it is also fun to keep an eye on. Keep it up of the fact that Meta has dominated this market for quite some time. So Samsung coming in is going to be serious competition at the same time. But these two, I would say, designs look pretty cool. Yeah, let's see what the best is.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I don't have much in the way of commentary on this. I do like the fact, though, that they do come in different styles, like we saw with Meta and the tie-up they made with Kylie there, as well as some others, and the designs that she threw out. So it's a good look. They look to be very similar in design to Meta's glasses. It looks like the same camera placement, wider kind of handles there that go over your ears where they're going to store the battery. Good look for them. Of course, as you mentioned, Meta does dominate the space. Let's see how Fury was able to penetrate it.
Yeah, I like that you brought that up, Sia, because I feel that the ground and the popularity of some of these wearables isn't there just yet. I think we're still gung-ho about these devices. I understand that the smartphone and everything along those lines, from the technology standpoint, is it doing what we want it to do? I don't know, but what is important is that Meta is the first to market pretty much with the best quality product at this point in regards to actual the wearables, the glasses you see the UFC players wearing them. But it's good for Samsung to step right in and slowly start to grab some of that market share, but peak off these wearables, to be honest with you. I think there's a lot more room to run. I'm looking forward to see what Apple has to do with when they release some glasses or something along those lines. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Meta is dominating it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it gets to the top level.
I'd be interested to see too if we can get those AirPods that are supposed to have those fisheye camera lenses that perceive your surroundings and then give you kind of feedback. You're already seeing a little bit of that, like with the new Apple Intelligence. By the way, Beta 4 out for iOS 27 users. Katina, did you get on that iOS 27? So update, brother, because there's another one yesterday, Beta 4. And you're already seeing that, right? You're seeing Apple Intelligence already in the camera app where you can just kind of point at something and it gives you information on it. So I think that would probably be the first step, right, for those fisheye lenses and that kind of thing. I'm really interested to see how Apple is able to kind of make that whole into one ecosystem. Because you got like Samsung kind of the same player too, right?
Yeah.
They've got the phone.
That's phone.
Exactly. So they can kind of consolidate all that into one. I like
Yeah,
that.
I like that approach, man. I'm looking forward to the future. Unfortunately, I'll be that's a crazy shot.
What?
Pull that shot back up. Do it. Bring it. No, they're not gonna do it. Do it. Hit it one more time, you know. Yeah, he'll take that whole stuff.
Dang it.
Yeah, I get it.
It's even off the team.
Yeah, well, that's what it was. Well, no, they were consumed in the back of my boy's head. Like, the curricular activity is that the ball
Real short BMNR.
Yeah.
Or downside on BMNR.
SpaceX is absolutely bleeding its own blood. Tesla 7 played as well too. So yeah. Let's see. Are you gonna buy smart glasses? Is that something that you would be?
I bought them when the first damn they had
Really?
Yeah, I'm not really
Like the Oakleys or anything?
I'm not interested.
You know what I do like is the point of view. POV.
Yeah,
Like if you're like recording something.
all I see is dudes wear that and then try to raise women on the internet. Like they're just trying to they're going up, speaking to them, and they got their smart glass on. That's the only purpose I've seen.
It's so online.
Yeah.
What is it? Well, maybe the Rizzler. You know what the Rizzler is? Yeah. No, but I think if you're like playing sports, for recording sports and stuff, like you know that guy? You know the Rizzler? I know the Rizzler. I'm not the Rizzler. The Rizzler.
Yeah, so he's something obviously doing his thing there with people. What does he do?
It's just this little kid that they call him the Rizzler.
What does he do? Does he have big ribs?
No, he's a little salty.
I don't know. Take 5 minutes to get
Yeah, that's a lot, man.
I think we're up to an hour now. We're gonna take Friday out.
Guns are for gun content, POV. Come on, bro, we're tired. I mean, like, it's cool, but there's so many different points of view. So we can explore. Man, let's get out of here. 5 minutes is a lot. That's crazy.